have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I need a bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Hojo! I learned my lesson from last night. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drink imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day.
Peter did you a favor, James. Magic face.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our drawstrings, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. All right, let's see if we have sound.
All right. Check 1, 2.
Yes, we have sound.
Excellent.
Woo! All right, guys. The last few weeks, I started with no sound for some reason. Today we have sound because I don't have anyone in the green room, and for some reason that kind of affects it. So anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns, because frankly, I'm done with mainstream. Mainstream kind of sucks. It bores me. And indie is where the passion is, people. All right.
I mean, you don't want any more like fart comics?
Yeah.
How could you turn that down?
Fart comics, I could have lived without even knowing about the book, about that one. But for some reason, people keep sharing it. Please stop. Stop, guys. Stop sharing shit that you don't like, Fill up people's feed with comics you do like, with cool entertainment. Stop giving attention to stupid shit, because they know you will. This is why they produce it. They produce absolute crap in this time. In this time, almost literal, right? And then they count on you guys sharing it.
I see that Zvwatch, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Zvwatch, I think it is already in the chat to promote the High Treason League over Marauder rivalry. Okay, he's going to be there representing my book High Treason League over my other book Marauder. So if you guys want to tell him that he's a dummy, go read Marauder and tell him how much better it is than HTL. And you can all just fight amongst yourselves, and I'll just win no matter who comes out victorious. It's great.
Yeah, right. So indeed, let's see who's with us in the chat today. We have Tank Ferret. He says, "Ahoy, all of you sagacious scalawags." Welcome, Tank. Nice to see you, sir. Like and share. Yes, please do, guys. Like this show and share it out if you can. Tank is working and lurking. Tank is always working hard, man. He's a good artist. He works hard. And we have a link for today's show. It's the website dreamsuncharted.com. We're going to dive into that today. Mike is with us today in the chat. Welcome, Mike. Third time's the charm. Ahoy to Tank, Dave, and Web, and have a great drink with Brink. Thank you.
Yes. And that, I guess, should be my cue. I did bring along a drink. I
Excellent.
Noticed in the intro, everybody cracks them into the camera. So here we go. This is the Skydog Chilada.
Skydog?
Yeah, it's a lager with lime and salt.
Wow. Lime and salt?
pop that open. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, from what I understand, historically beers were usually made with salt as opposed to hops, and then they discovered hops and never looked back. So.
Oh, is that true? Wow. So they kind of went back to formula with this one.
Yeah. I think I like it a lot better. I like hoppy beers, but salty ones I really enjoy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I have to. Sometimes people introduce like drinks, and the cool thing is that I talk to people from all around the globe, and then they have these specific drinks that sound really really interesting, but they don't have it here, right? So you can't try it out. That kind of stuff.
This is an American craft beer or whatever. You're never going to get it anywhere else because American distribution laws are ridiculous. There's this standing stereotype of Americans that all we make is these piss water beers. But it's the stereotype is decades out of date. That used to be true. It's not. But our distribution laws are so bad that the actual good stuff, it never goes more than like a state away from the brewery, much less in the country.
Wow. So you even have like local beers just within a specific state.
Yeah, there's tons of them. Some of them like a specific city. I think back when I was living in Asheville, North Carolina, which is well known for its breweries, the best brewery there was called Burial, and they don't even bottle, they don't even can. You got to go right to the brewery to get the beers. Wow.
Is that their marketing strategy? Didn't they have like desires to grow? What was?
No, I think they're probably happy where they are.
Sure.
Brewing is very much done by a bunch of hipsters. If they became popular, they would probably think they sold out.
Yeah, man. That's how it starts. In your garage, and then you discover something in it. Yeah, man. TZVI Vec. Welcome. HTL better than Marauder. That's something between you guys.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He's trying to start a rivalry between High Treason League fans and Marauder, the Rogue Wave Pirates fans, which I actively encourage. It's like you remember back when Twilight was big, they had Team Edward and Team Jacob. This is like that, but for men. All right, we got to make sure. We got to make sure that there's a healthy rivalry to keep the fans engaged, I suppose.
Absolutely. I just wish that I knew what this was about.
Yeah, well,
but other than
we're
that, it's really
into
cool.
what Marauder and High Treason League are in just a second here. So Kai is here. We'll also get into who Kai is. But yeah, my name's Webb. I'm the guy who owns and runs and writes for and does various character designs for dreamsuncharted.com, which is my website where I make comics. I host them for free, and people who like them can donate to help me make new pages, which then get posted, and so on and so forth. So the idea is just, as opposed to a traditional kind of crowdfund where everybody's trying to get some sort of exclusive product mailed to them for supporting a project. This is more everyone's kind of working together to bring comics to the greater public. And the reason I wanted to do it that way is I think that has more potential to get more eyes on the books, and then that would, if everything goes well, the Lord willing, it would allow the books to grow big enough to be maybe a little more culturally relevant than some of these smaller campaigns.
Okay. Interesting. That's interesting, like system, interesting endeavor. Before we ask more questions about that, allow me to finish the chat and say hi to Darius, artist. I guess she's crap. Yeah, something like that. Welcome, Darius. Welcome, sir. By the way, Darius, do I see you next weekend? in Deventer. Svi, Wak, you got close enough on my name. All right, cool. Mike says, absolutely right as usual about paying attention to bad content, Dave. Stop shining spotlights on these vampires. I can't read the word because of stupid
Derivative products.
derivative products, and instead highlight the good stuff. Yeah, indeed. Sounds like an interesting lager. Yeah.
It is. It's real good. I would recommend it. If you happen to be in the Tennessee area, you should definitely keep an eye out for it.
Tennessee. I know that's at least pre-2020, when I still drank, many American craft beers were also sold north of the US-Canada border. Right. Kaya's cuter. So anyone knows, Kaya's cuter. And welcome, Sugar Chris. Welcome. Might go to Deventer with my D&D group next. Okay, cool. Might see you there, man. Great. All right, Web. So you had this interesting approach to crowdfunding because this has to do with crowdfunding, but also releasing books when they're technically being produced, right? Do you have that correct?
Yeah. Well, sort of. So I do want to keep a buffer. So when a page is paid for, the page has already been made, but I use that to fund a page, a little down the line. And just the idea is to keep the books rolling and keep them expanding and growing so that I can keep telling stories. And this method also allows me to focus on the books that people do want and not have to worry about investing too much in ones that they don't as much. So, I mean, right now, for example, High Treason League has really been popping off. That one, we're almost done with issue 2. Just the first issue is I put up just to start off with, but we're almost done with issue 2 off of the backs of our supporters. And then Marauder has been a little bit more of a slow starter, but it's starting to pick up a little steam now. We're very close to releasing a new page with that one. And I think that both of these books are going to be awesome, and I'm going to be expanding into some new ones soon.
All right. Because it's better, says Svi.
Svi is a hardcore High Treason League fan.
Right. So you have several concepts. Do you have several creators, or are you the main brain behind these concepts?
I'm the brain behind the concepts. I'm the one who comes up with the stories and the characters, and I write all of it. And I built the site. The only thing that I don't do is the artwork. And then there are also some character designs that I don't do myself, or some that I work with other people on.
Yeah.
So notably for High Treason League, I co-designed the characters for that with someone else, or with the artist Leo. So I sent him some basic designs. He kind of touched them up a bit, and that's how that went. And then with Marauder, some of the designs are from other people, and then some of them are from me. It's not so much co-designing, but I designed this robot dude here, for example.
Oh, cool! Yeah. By the way, I love this logo here of Marauder.
Oh yeah,
that's
the guy who does my logo is Juan Manyanita. He's real good. He also did the site logo, and he's going to be drawing a book for me pretty soon.
Oh, the site logo? You mean the label logo?
Yeah, the Dreams Uncharted comics with the ship sailing past the moon there. That was
so where does the name come from? Dreams Uncharted comics.
Dreams Uncharted. Well, I mean, I think the concept behind it was I wanted to have something that was open enough where I wasn't tied down to any particular genre or idea. So the idea is ideas. And so Dreams Uncharted, we're sailing into the world of ideas, trying to find stories along the way. That's the concept behind it.
Right. All right. So what I see here, you have Marauder, for instance, and then here you have a chart, a course. So people
Yes.
can donate to have the next page produced.
Yes.
So you need $100, and then you're going to start with the next page. How does this work?
Yep. As soon as that bar hits 100 there, then I release a page, and the bar goes back down to 0, and we do it all over again.
Right. It's now about 90. If I can see.
Yeah, I want to make it so that the bar shows where the actual number is at. It's a little harder to do than it would at first seem, but that's definitely one update that I want to make. But yes, it's a little over 90 right now.
That's cool. That's really cool. So you have some. So what happens when you make it? Can people then follow the process of the page being produced, or do you just add the next page and they can just read it in full?
I just add the page; they can read it in full because the page is already done.
The page is done. Okay.
Yeah, the page is done, but that money goes to fund some page down the line that will then later get unlocked.
Sure.
There is a buffer. I make it kind of look like you're funding the next page, but you're not really. The next page is funded; it's done. You're funding one a little bit down the line.
Yeah.
Although we're getting to the point for High Treason League where we're almost out of buffer. That's how fast things have been going.
All right. So do you also plan on bringing this to a Kickstarter or to a crowdfunding platform, or is this it? Is this your main crowdfunding module?
This is how I'm going to do it. Now, I also want to. I'm working on physical copies from Amazon Kindle Print on Demand, but I'd never want to run a typical crowdfund. I mean, first of all, I just don't really like them that much. I don't enjoy them. I've tried once or twice, never succeeded with them, and I found they stressed me out a lot. So I figured I'd do something where there's not always this looming deadline. I'm okay with going slow and kind of just building up over time, as opposed to having this 2-month sprint to try to cross a finish line. And then if you don't hit it, you're in trouble,
I think this is a very, very interesting idea, man.
Thank you.
So how fast with all the donations coming in, how fast do you manage to, can you keep going? How fast can you produce a book, for instance?
That depends on the artist, because the artist for Marauder is different from the artist for High Treason League. And I don't really know that I can give a great answer to that question, because issues 1 and 2 of these books were funded before I ever launched the site. I did it over the course of like 5 years, just kind of putting a little money into it here, a little money into it there, and making it happen slowly over time so that I could have enough to then get the site launched and started and get this whole thing running. So I don't have a great time frame for how long it works when I'm not doing it that way. But right now, High Treason League 3 is being worked on. And last I checked, my artist Leo was already doing layouts and getting things ready for the next book. So I'm not sure when that'll be ready, but hopefully soon, because like I said, we're almost done with the second book here.
Great. So do you have like scripts ready of future books?
No, I'm a terrible procrastinator. I tend to just bang them out right before it's time to go.
Yeah.
And it's a method that it doesn't seem like it should work, but it works for me. I think that I've done some decent stuff that way.
I work the same way. It's Yeah, the artist asks me for new script pages, and then I start to write, and I give them 2 new pages or something, so he can
Oh,
keep
you might
himself.
even be worse than me then, because I usually try to at least give them like I'll bang the whole thing out in like a week maybe, but it'll be a
All right.
complete script.
Are you going to flip through the public pages? Yeah, we can do that.
Yep, absolutely.
We
You
can do that.
go as much as you want. It's free anyway, so why not?
Yeah, man. So where do we need to go? Do we need to go to?
You need to just click on the scroll down and click on any cover of any book that you want to take a look at there. So if you want to do Marauder first, you can look at Marauder.
There we go.
This is
Look at
Marauder
this,
issue 1 here.
This all looks really professional, man. It's the design, the colors, the artwork.
Yeah, thank you. Rocking Visuals is the guy who draws this book, David Velasquez. You can see there. He makes me look good, man. He really does. And so does Juan, who does my logos.
Fantastic, absolutely. So, Marauder. So it has something to do with the ocean, with the sea.
Yes.
Yeah, really cool. All right.
Concept behind this book. Well, that's going to take you to the next issue. So if you want to scroll through the pages, what you want to do is see those little arrows on the side there. There you go.
All right. The high seas. Very mention of the phrase brings to mind thoughts of grand adventure, but no adventures quite like this one. See the amazing origin of the rogue wave pirates as they join together to sail the endless blue. They're pirates, they're superheroes, they steal from the evil and they keep for themselves. And it all begins with one woman, Lieutenant Marina Nazorio. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Man, look at this background here.
Oh, yeah. And that's actually a page, a full page spread that you'll see later. So you're going to get a real good look at that.
Damn. Wow. Guys, the link, by the way, to this page, to this website, right, is pinned in the chat, but it's also in the description of this video. So you can check it out anytime. You have a free comic that you can browse through, that you can read. You can see the quality.
Yep. You can also sign up for the mailing list that will help you know whenever a new page goes up. So
Mike says, Dave said it again, great design, great colors. I love star fields, very full of stars for backgrounds.
Thank you. I do too. That's why I decided to go with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, loving the colors. Really nice. So the artist, he does both the line work and the colors. Yeah,
he does. I find that I like working with artists who just do the whole package themselves. I don't want to have like a person who does lines and a person who does colors. Right. My artists do everything from a blank page to a fully lettered page. They do the letters themselves. They do the lines, inks, colors, the whole thing. And I think that helps not only streamline the process, but it keeps things cheaper because I want to make the barrier to entry as low as humanly possible. That's my goal with this.
Sure. Yeah, I notice also that for some projects I work with multiple people. You have like the penciler, you have the inker, then the colorist, you have the letterer. So, and the longer the chain of people, the longer the process usually. So when you have a one-man band, that's perfect. Okay, so this little girl has superpowers when she was really young. So can you tell us a little bit about the premise or the characters?
So we touched on it a little bit here, but the idea is that this is a story about a superhero team that is also a pirate crew.
Yeah.
And so we're learning about the origin of their captain right now. But what I want this to be is some big adventure epic. And also it's going to have a lot of sci-fi elements to it. There's I'm planning to have like aliens and all kinds of cool stuff, and also magical stuff. They're just going to go on big adventures in a world that superficially looks very similar to ours, but they're going to start discovering that there's more and more and more stuff out of the ordinary that's hiding sort of below the surface.
Right. I love this effect here. It's kind of a the Luca effect with the arms.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really funny. And this panel, man, look at this. This is fantastic. It's a great like camera angle. The atmosphere with the lights and the shadows. Really cool. Something dramatic is going on here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love how David does things. He's always got so much energy. And, half of this stuff I didn't even put in the script. I don't remember what the description for this panel is, for example. But I know that, like, I told him to have the car hitting the side of the garage and the parents running out and all of that. But the angle and the way everything's set up and the plants knocked over, all that is him. He really, really does a fantastic job.
Yeah, that's cool, huh? Welcome, good stuff. Welcome, sir. Welcome. By the way, if you need a trailer done for anything, for your campaign or for your comic, or just reach out to Good Stuff. Was that a tentacle monster in the background? Says Darius.
Sort of, yeah.
I think we saw one, yeah. Mike
an
says,
eldritch jellyfish, really.
the views of that sea storm looks very good too. Yeah, people seem to really like this, man. Very fine choice of artists. Seems like well-developed talent. Absolutely. Welcome, Shadowhawk Talks. Welcome. Excellent. Yeah, I love it when you have like when you write the scene, the script, you have like you imagine it, right, and then you get it back from the artist. It's completely different from your own inner visual, right? Sometimes you have to adjust. Like, okay, but this works, right?
Yeah, there's always going to be some amount of that, but I'm regularly impressed by how little I have to go through that with the people I work with. They're great visual storytellers, and even if it's not necessarily the angle that I initially thought, or the or maybe the facial expression that I originally envisioned, it always works so well that I don't even hardly notice half the time.
Absolutely. But that's part of the fun, right? That you write something and it becomes something that you make together.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I have this lady right here. A warrior was born. All right. Yeah. I love these.
Leading lady here, Marina. She is going to be the titular marauder.
Right. Did you say that you were planning to print some of these books also?
Yeah, actually, one second.
Something's going on.
I have right here test copies of the books that I got from Amazon. There are a few issues with the files that I need to resolve once I have time to actually sit down and do that, which, as a parent of a young child or two young children, I don't have a ton of time to do that these days. But when I do, these will be available on Amazon, print on demand. You can order them and have them delivered right to your house.
That is fantastic, man. Because when I look at this art, I'm like, this needs to be a printed book, right? Some people just don't read digital comics, and this needs to be seen, man. This is really good. This is quality stuff. All right, we can browse through the entire thing.
Yeah, you could if you wanted. But we also might want to take a look at High Treason League while we're here.
Sure. Yeah, man. Oh man, look at this. Look at
Sorry,
this.
1 second. Hey, see upstairs. Sorry, my mother-in-law walked in. I need to get a door to this room.
All right. High Treason League. There we go. The second book on your page. Still loading? I think it's still loading.
Maybe. Also, sometimes you just have to reload the page.
All right. Let's do that.
Wix is wonky sometimes.
There we go. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. High Treason League by Bleynat and Leos Vaughn.
Sorry, what was the question?
No worries. I was just admiring the cover here. It's interesting approach to have like the main character with the back on the cover, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of the design of that character, his name is Trell, is that he has this big phoenix on his back. So I didn't ever give any cover instructions. Leo just kind of did this on his own, but I am happy that that's what he came up with, because I do think it's sort of mysterious starting off looking at a character's back as the first cover. I think it's kind of cool.
That's indeed cool. Yeah. Mike says that's a great new title, The Titular Marauder, 18 plus only.
We are back on the playground, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And welcome, Mo Biggs. Welcome, sir. A comic delivered to my house. What is this, the future?
Yeah, I know. I feel like, when I was growing up, I was always kind of surprised that they didn't just do that. Like you always had to go to a comic shop, and there weren't really any comic shops near where I lived. So when I was a kid, I didn't even get into the hobby at all. And I'm just like, man, it would be nice if someone could just deliver these to my house,
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Mike says, nice Yakuza-like back tattoo. All right. Let's see. High Treason League. So this is a different. Well, it's the same writer, right?
Yeah, I wrote both, but there are two different series.
Right. Oh, yeah. And once again, you have a artist who does it all.
Yep.
Even the lettering.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We can read this, but also maybe it's better that you just talk about it. We have here Ronaria.
Yes, this is the setting that our story takes place in. As you can see, there's only one area of the map that has a name right now, and that's Dirigia, which is over there kind of on the west side, but
yeah,
we're going to fill that in with time.
Right. So does this mean that the land is not discovered yet, or just not for this story?
It's discovered by the people there, but not by the readers. So
right, sure, yeah.
We're gonna unveil it as we go. Also, the main character doesn't know anything about it, so it'll be discovered for her too.
Cool. Vitos, the ancient way of warriors. All right. Oh, this is completely different style.
Yeah. Now it's gonna go full color in a few pages.
All right.
This is just a flashback.
Yeah. I like this effect here of what do you call it? Perkament? What do you call it?
Parchment? Yeah, it makes it look like old worn parchment. I do think that's super cool.
Yeah, man. Interesting art style. Really neat, man. Look at his art style. Really nice. Yeah, the reds coming back here for the effect. Nice. I love how this artist draws all these characters different, right? They all
there aren't even the sort of generic characters have this. They each have distinct appearances. I really like that about what Leo does, and I think that his style, it has this really cool, almost manhwa feel. I initially made this envisioning like a manga, but it sort of has that South Korean vibe almost.
Right. Yeah. There's Arthur says, I grew up on comics delivered by mail, een vrolijk weekblad. Yeah, I remember that also. We had that when we were young. You could subscribe, and you got every week or something. You got like a folder with different magazines, and sometimes it was just comics.
Huh, cool.
That style reminds me of cliffhanger comics, like those by Ramos or Joe Mad. Yeah, that's right. This one feels like ancient feudal China. Oh Lord, here
It's
we go.
it's kind of it's a world it's definitely feudal. There's no question about that, but it sort of blends feudal Europe and feudal Asia together.
Right. Well, more bigs. The manga train is never late. Well, it's not. Well, there's a little bit of manga influence, maybe. Sure.
Yeah, definitely a lot of manga influence. Also, some people have pointed out that it has a lot of similarities to Avatar, not the Blue Cat, but the Nickelodeon one, which definitely was one of the inspirations.
Sure. What else is your inspiration? Where do you get your ideas from?
Well, so Avatar was one. I also took inspiration from. I don't know if you've ever heard of Hunter x Hunter. It's this
No.
Well, the way that it inspired this is that Hunter x Hunter has this really interesting and unique magic system called Nin, which is sort of personalized to the people who use it. You can sort of control what you do with it, but also it's partially based on who you are as a person, and it has different rules for the different ways that you use it, and it's very cool and very well developed. So I wanted to do something kind of similar with Vitos,
Right.
to make it into something kind of like that, where you can use it in a bunch of different ways, but it's also sort of based on who you are as a person as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it's basically like life force. You know, you might think of Ki is very similar, but it has a lot more physical characteristics that we can sort of see throughout the book, where people are able to use it to change how they physically appear and what their bodies are able to do.
Oh wow. Yeah. You can now see this color. You can really see the Japanese influence here, Japanese style, even the way the lettering is done.
Yep.
It looks really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, Leo is fantastic.
Look at these creatures here, like bear goats. What do you call them?
Well, they haven't been officially named yet in the series, but I call them Gerts.
Gerts?
Yeah, the reason is, I mean, Gert sounds similar to goat, but there was actually an original draft of the of this that didn't make it into the final cut, where Kaya had a pet one of these named Gertie. So when that character left the series, I decided to just shorten it to Gertz, and that's what I called the animal.
Sure. Svi says, I think it's more like One Piece.
Yep, there's definitely some One Piece influence in there too. It has the same adventure in this grand unknown world where there are big things happening, and the characters have big dreams, but they also don't really know what they're up against. So in that way, it's quite similar.
Yeah. So when you write this scene, right? Do you have this character, this guy, for instance? Do you have him like designed, or does he like? Is he just drawn on the page and that's what you go with?
In his case, he was just drawn on the page, and that's what we went with. For Kaya over there, since she's a more main character, there was this whole, I sent Leo a basic design. He sent me back something based on it with more details, and we went back and forth several times trying to get it just right. But I think that, and that's for High Treason League, what we have done for all the main characters so far. But I think that that's really had some good results. I think that our design styles go well together.
Sure. Yeah.
So I kind of came up with the, Kaya's the basic things that she has, like the overalls and the maroon turtleneck and the curly hair,
right?
The bows, all of that. But then he added a bunch of details, all of those little details on it, like the yellow parts of her sleeves and of her overalls, and also the originally her overalls just covered her whole legs. He decided to add the tights, which I thought was I thought it really did a lot to help balance out her look. So by working together, we managed to get this design that people have really, really resonated with, especially T there. He's a big fan.
That's good. Welcome, Crenshaw. Welcome, sir. Mike says, like George R.R. Martin and his own Song of Ice and Fire series, I die before. Yeah, it's a long series. He was talking about One Piece, that it's so long, so it's a bit daunting to start it right now.
Yeah, I remember when One Piece was first kind of beginning to come out, and I was how old was I? I was still a kid at that point.
Yeah.
That story has been going on forever.
Yeah, man. That's her father. So you have like the giants. What is it, like sort of tulips?
Yeah, these are called Dirigium flowers.
Dirigium.
Yeah. It's sort of the way I came up with the name is it's a mixture of dirigible and chrysanthemum.
Okay.
Not that a chrysanthemum looks necessarily like these, but it's just I wanted a flower-ish sort of name, so Dirigium flowers.
Scruffy looking gourd herder. Yeah. That sounds like a gourd herder. Yeah, man.
Scruffy looking gourd herder. That's good.
Keep that in. That's good. Some characterization going on. Off to work. She's going off to work. Oh, cool. That's really cool.
This is where we start to get a sense that Kaya is perhaps not a normal person.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Speed lines. It's very manga-esque.
Yeah.
That's often the case with manga. It looks very, very animated, right? You can imagine this moving. It's very expressive.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I want to do. So the premise of Dreams Uncharted as a concept, it doesn't make a whole lot of money from the books themselves because you're just kind of covering your page costs, right? It's meant to break even. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up these IPs to the point where people would want to do something with them, like maybe maybe once the first arc is over, I can start looking at getting it animated or any number of things. But I think that an animated series for High Treason League would be great. I think it lends itself to that sort of thing perfectly.
Sure. Is it something you take into consideration when you write? So maybe this is for a future animation?
Nah, I've never considered the adaptability of it. I think that considering adaptability is how comics get real boring and turn into sitcoms on paper. I think that that's a bad way of looking at it. Now, just put the most spectacular things you could think of on the page and make the other guy figure out how to adapt it.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, Michael Oden. What's up, P-Ops? And then he corrects himself with P-Ops. Welcome, Michael. Guys, Michael has a campaign going on right now. He launched like Friday or Saturday. Elysian Fields remastered, rebooted, redone. What's it called? But it's really cool, man. It looks fantastic. Let's see. Dark Side. Is Dark Side here? Dark Side. Did I miss that? No, I don't think so. Right. Takes one cute. Thanks, man. Loving the art style in this book, says Michael. Yeah, man. And Mo is sharing the links to Elysian Fields Reborn. Thank you, Mo. Check that out, guys. Mo Big says, I remember my niece watching One Piece. Not only does the show apparently go on forever, but each individual episode feels like an eternity. Yeah,
especially because they're trying to stretch everything out as far as possible so that the manga can keep ahead of them for as long as they can. So the pacing, I've watched a good bit of the One Piece. I think I stopped somewhere around Whole Cake, and I eventually maybe I'll try to catch up again, but it is just a dreadful slog. There's so much good stuff in there, but it takes so long to get to it.
Yeah, that's. I think that's some like things are not really suitable for long form animation. They can either be shortened to one movie or actually cut down or whatever.
Well, I think that One Piece would work well as an animated show if they just started from the beginning. Made a new one now that they have so many now that they have so much in front of them that they're probably not going to catch up. So maybe if they just started from the beginning, did the whole thing over again, they could have a series that was well paced and actually showcased the greatness of One Piece, because One Piece is a very, very good series, don't get me wrong. It's real good, but the anime has serious pacing issues.
Edwin Acevedo, welcome. Hail peeps. Welcome, Edwin. Let's see if I missed anything. Right. Okay, well, I like what I'm seeing, man. I have 2 books going on. People can check this out. They can read it for free. The complete book. So when a book is done, you can just read it, and the next issue you can read while it's being produced. Really nice concept. All right. Is there something else that you want us to show from the website?
Sure. Maybe if you just click on Meet the Characters. I just wanted to show people this in case they want to get up to speed on who's who. There's 2 different galleries here for each of my series. If you mouse over them,
these are galleries. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Marauder. Wow. Yeah, man, that's really cool design. Interesting design. it's sometimes difficult to for a design. You don't want it to get too busy, you know,
Yeah.
because these characters, they have to be drawn every time. So
this one,
yeah, this is pretty nice.
Yeah, sometimes I've worried about that in the past, but not only is David real good about keeping up with some complex designs, Leo, when I give him a simple design, he actively puts so much detail on it that wasn't there to begin with, and then just draws it over and over and over again like a champ. I don't know how he does it.
This is also cool. The Centroid. Who is he?
Yeah, you'll meet him later in the issue. He's kind of an ancient Atlantean robot who's been reactivated.
Mobig says, could you imagine the outcry if they rebooted the show after like 30 seasons without finishing it first?
Yeah, I think they should finish the show, but I think they should maybe start another one. Maybe they could run at the same time. I mean, not at the exact same time, but they could have like two different versions going. I mean, it's not the best solution, but it would work, I would hope.
Oh, we have more. We have more characters. Zvi says, I'm not dissing the artist for Marauder. It looks cool, but I prefer the concepts and characters of HDL. Well, you have like something for different tastes, right?
That's good. That's the beauty of this concept. There's something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be more somethings for everybody soon, because I do have some new series that are going to be coming out in the next few months.
Oh, cool. Yeah, crazy designs, crazy concepts. That's fun, man. There's a lot of work that goes into it before you even start the book. With all the characters, you need all your designs, you need like the backstories. There's so much stuff you have to do before you can even start with the main thing.
It is. It's a lot of prep work. It is a lot of prep work. You can't just jump into the fun part right away.
No. Soldier. That's a soldier, but it looks really nice, man. Okay, cool. Let's see the others. These are Zvi's favorites. Kaya. Yeah, nice, man. Really cool.
Yeah,
Love the pose also. Pose in the background. This could be a trading card.
Yeah, I've had people say that before. At some point, I've kicked around the idea, if I ever find the time, of making a trading card game. Because I don't like to have just cards by themselves. I think that, I don't know, some people like collecting cards just to have cards. I'm not like that. I want cards to have a competitive advantage. So
sure. Yeah,
maybe I'll make these into a card game at some point.
Yeah, I get that. Cool. And then we have Trell. Little is known about Trell. Okay. Well, the design is nice. Yeah,
that's the guy whose back you saw on the first cover.
All right. Yeah. Then we have Aurelia, the Ghost Orchid Knight. Whoa. That's yeah. The interesting thing is when I look, man, we have like we make comics, we have like hundreds of characters, right? But each, so the characters are created by different, or designed by different people, and this is why you get a nice variety of designs. This works very well. But with a story like yours, where you have a country with their own cultures and beliefs and religions, and so you have to take all of that into consideration when you design like these people or the soldiers or the costumes.
Yeah, and you'll sort of see, especially when you get to the next guy after this guy, you can tell that he is very clearly not from the same culture that the others are from.
Oh yeah, Look at that. That is badass. Holy
That's
shit.
going to be our first big bad. We're still kind of working our way up to him.
Wow. He looks really cool. Let's see if I missed anything in the chat here. It's cool. High treason, cool title. What's this? You've got a CCG based on a Manger property. Ogden has an old beat up shoebox covered in stickers.
Perfect. I'm glad he's prepared.
Yeah, nice. Really cool, man. Guys, go check out this site. There's a lot to discover, a lot to read. You can even like sponsor or how do you call it?
Donate. Yeah, you can
Donate. Yeah.
Sign up for our mailing list, I think, is a good place to start because that's free. And then you can donate to whichever book you prefer.
Mhm.
When you donate, I see which book you're donating to. So I can make sure that everything is going to what you want to see more of.
Welcome, Sakuhana Faito. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Welcome. I usually lurk. I think this is really good and has potential. Where does all that $100 go? Is what I'm wondering, though, because that's a lot of money.
Well, I don't know if you've hired somebody to draw comic pages for you before the Sakuhana, but that is actually about as low as I can get it, and I'm actually technically still losing money on it. So because there's other costs associated and other things going on, so I may have to increase the price once we get to the third issues. But yeah, comics are much cheaper than just about any other medium, but they ain't cheap.
No, absolutely. No, $100, that's nothing for a comic book, for a page. It's I mean it's a lot of money, sure, but for a page, $100 sometimes it doesn't even get you like pencils, right? So
Yeah.
and then you have to ink it, color it, letter it, the whole shebang. So yeah. As Darius Artist points out, 100 is not a lot of money for pencils, inks, colors, and lettering. Yes, exactly. Nothing is cheap nowadays. No, exactly. Well, excellent. Let's share. Stop the share. Really cool. It's really cool, Web.
Glad you like it.
It's a nice. Yeah, these comic books look nice. I also find the method in which you like gather the funds very, very original and intriguing. And if it works for you, that's perfectly fine. I think the main issue you might have is getting people to your website, right?
Yes, that's the biggest problem. I found that when I do manage to get people to take the plunge and go check it out, I have very good retention. There's a lot of people who really seem to want to stick around once they have seen it, but getting their foot in the door is the hard part. Now, when it comes to trying other ways to do that, I have put my books up, or at least the complete ones, up on Global Comics. I'm planning to go to Webtoon at some point in the near future, and obviously Amazon is also in the works. So I'm not going all in on this site. I want to find ways to bring people in that's closer to where they normally hang out. But for each of those things, I'm going to have some way to lead them back to the site, and hopefully that will drive more traffic my way.
All right. Excellent. I saw John's longbox just dropped in the chat. Welcome, John. we're at the end of the show. So welcome, John. Maybe John can have you on sometimes to talk about.
Yeah, I've actually been on his show once.
Oh, you have been on.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a little while, but I've done that before.
Right. All right, Web. Thank you so much, sir, for being my guest for today and for showcasing your website. It's really cool. And special thanks to the chat. Thank you all so much for showing up and for being here.
Chat. Be sure to check out Dreams Uncharted and follow me at Dreams Uncharted without the E. Dreams Uncharted on Twitter.
Yeah, which is linked below, so you can directly find him and follow him. All right. Thanks again, chat. If you like this conversation, please give the video a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike, and I'm very sorry. I will be back next week with a new guest. So same time, same channel, new guest. Hope to see you guys then. Bye, guys.